First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukal Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth. And a shout out to Yakim that's going out there on the four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Declaring to the whole world that we are the real Israelites. And so here we are, got a few articles here. We know that the beast is pulling away from the whore, and the whore is making its presence more known, as I got a few videos here. And pedophilia among the Edomites, has been caught. So we're going to look at all this. First, we'll deal with the main thing. I always pray for the GMS camp, and I believe that that's GMS Hawaii Yahawada, channel, which he has very edifying videos. I'm subscribed to him, and I'm sure that most of you are. Anyways, just pray for his camp, and, because that's a brother that's on fire, But, pretty much, the Kilauea volcano, more things happening with that, so we'll just dive right into that.
Hawaii volcano eruption update. Live. Kilauea crater expanding, lava flow continues. Kilauea has entered its 8th week of eruption, with ever-flowing lava, earthquakes, and widening crater. Here is the latest news and live updates. Seismic activity at Kilauea volcano on Hawaii's Big Island has reached its 8th week and has forever changed the landscape of the island. Continuous lava flows are feeding a channel into the ocean, which has crossed the island, destroying structures and homes. Residents remain displaced from their homes, unsure as to when they will be able to return or what they will be returning to. Air quality on Big Island is closely monitored as sulfur dioxide is pushed into the atmosphere from the summit and active fissures. Fissure 8 remains the most active of Kilauea's fissures, spewing lava at increased rates. 4 p.m. update. Why do so many earthquakes keep happening at the summit? A typical number of earthquakes per day at Kilauea summit were around 10. However, this month has seen a sharp increase, with around 600 earthquakes measured at the summit per day. The USGS explained why so many earthquakes keep happening. The rigid rock of the caldera floor is responding to the steady withdrawal of magma from a shallow reservoir beneath the summit. As magma drains into the East Rift Zone, traveling about 40 kilometers 26 miles underground to erupt from fissures in the Leilani Estates subdivision, it slowly pulls away support of the rock above it. Small earthquakes occur as the crater floor sags. The collapse/explosion event is triggered when the caldera floor can no longer support its own weight and drops downward. Large collapses can produce an explosion and ash plume that rises above the crater. 3 p.m. update. Crater in Kilauea summit has collapsed in on itself due to subsidence. The latest explosion, equivalent to a 5.3 magnitude earthquake, shook Kilauea summit on Sunday at 4 p.m. local time, 3 a.m. BST Monday.
So, not only do you have that going on, but Dabu7 has also just put out a video, so we'll check out his as well.
This is Dabu7. Anytime we have a large animal kill, I like to try to keep track of it until we get a good explanation for what's happening. Many times, we're told whatever they want to say. Oftentimes, when people go back trying to cross the T's and dot the I's to see what they say, was true, they come to find out more information, or that what they said wasn't true at all. But in this instance, we have nearly 100 dead baby hammerhead sharks washing ashore in Hawaii. It raises questions, is there something going on here? This is the time of year when they mate, and you see a lot of baby hammerheads in the area. But there's no calls right out the gate for what has happened here. They're not saying that it was an algae bloom, lack of oxygen, a disease. But they're saying that they could have died caught in a fisherman's gill net. That's just one hypothesis, so to speak. But with the activity we see going on around Hawaii, with the seismic activity, with the volcanic activity, we just witnessed another 5.2 here earlier. The release of all the lava, magma into the water, the haze and the particles in the air. I can only imagine that it messes the water up in some form or fashion as well. could be heating the waters, or something else could be going on here, but I wanted to make note of it. Kind of odd. You don't see this all the time. I will update if we get any more answers. Make sure to tune in to Underground World News Live.
And he not only put out this video, but he's got another one.
Update. There seems to be an ongoing swarm situation here with earthquakes popping off on an island called Mayotte. This is very near Madagascar, between Madagascar and East Africa. And this is an interesting region to watch because what they call the rooftop of Africa, the Ethiopia area, all those regions, as I've covered in the past, are seeing cracks in the earth being ripped open. And they're saying that they believe that the continent is splitting apart there, and that the upper eastern part of Africa is trying to pull away from the rest of Africa, and it's this huge rift that is happening there in the area. So just to the east of this, out in the island region, we're starting to see some severe swarming, where some of these earthquakes are hitting decent magnitudes. They've hit 3.4, 3.6, 4-pointer, 5.1, 5-pointer. There was a 5.8 that struck, and this being the largest, it overrides a 5.2 event that took place in 1993, and then this whole swarm, which up till the past few weeks they thought it was trying to die down, but then all of a sudden this past Sunday it came roaring back to life, where it has 250,000 residents that are nervous. They're saying that individuals, teachers cannot sleep at night. People are stressing what's going on. It's causing a lot of anxiety. And people feeling the quakes, feeling the tremors, constantly popping up out of nowhere, and it's nonstop. They say that there's no end in sight. So when I look at the global incident map here, as you can see, there's nothing they're showing, and I don't recall seeing anything that they've shown in this area here recently. But there's a lot of quakes, like the ones in Yellowstone and other areas, that just do not get reported by some of these places on the daily. Like if they're tracking USGS and USGS does not cover it, then neither will they. You can see here where this is situated. It's the regions up through here that they suspect is trying to tear apart from the continent. So this goes right down along that line. I'll have to do an updated video looking at all the fault lines, known fault lines in the area, and an update on the damage being done by the huge cracks where everything's getting ripped apart up through here. Take a look here real quick at the rest of the globe. We don't see a whole lot of major earthquake activity. See a 2.8 Idaho, an odd quake in Texas, El Salvador, and Hawaii gets hit by another 5.1 very near the caldera at the very top of the volcano there. So it's something we're going to have to watch. The past few days, it has witnessed a mid-5 range magnitude earthquake. The very first one a few days ago was set off by a collapse of the top of the caldera. So we'll just have to keep an eye on things. There's been a lot of volcanic eruptions. If we see any more, I'll do an updated video on that.
So anyhow, I'm just going to pull out a scripture. You should know this one by heart. Matthew chapter 24. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple. His disciples came unto him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And we're that third temple now being built up as Yahushua has redeemed us, is bringing us back into his graces, because we were never perfect, but he was created perfectly. And Yahushua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall be none one left, here one stone upon the other, that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And we're at that end right now. which we know that also followed up from this is that for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth. Verse 4, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. That's right, do not let Christianity or any of these doctrines of devils deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. Again, Esau has created an image unto himself, and taken our image of Yahushua, which is not even close to our image, and put his up. I'm talking about Caesar Borgia. You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. We hear that all the time, See you not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So again, that this is all going on. We're seeing earthquakes in diverse places, these volcanoes and everything. And we're seeing a lot of people come against us and just, listen to this. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And we can see that now. Many people are coming up against us, but we're still out there. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And that's happening now. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what's happening. A lot of these people that were once a part of us, they've waxed cold, and they just really weren't with us to begin with, but they were shills, they pretty much, because they would not follow the verse 13. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. And they weren't really to endure of this, And the gospel of this kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness. And we're that witness right now. The two witnesses, which is the northern and southern kingdom, are coming together declaring that we are the Israelites, the 12 tribes, And many are coming up against that, saying, no, the 12 tribes sign is inaccurate, and just, to deceive our people. And, of course, we know they're paid off by Esau, the so-called white man, but, we're just going to have to do this to the very end. I'm in it for the long haul, and, hopefully I'm part of the elect, and hopefully everyone that's subscribed to me is as well, And to all the trolls and all that that are out there that just want to scoff at this, you have your place in the lake of fire too, and that's coming quickly. Shalom.